footprints in the sand and help me understand where I'm going.
Episode 24. Footprints of Life. Life had not been kind to Ethan lately. His career had collapsed under the weight of unrelenting demands. His relationships were strained to the breaking point, and the burden of grief from losing his father felt insurmountable. Each step he took felt heavier than the last. Ethan's thoughts drifted to his brother, Caleb, who had spiraled into drug addiction after their parents' bitter divorce. Their once happy home had shattered under the weight of constant arguments and accusations. Caleb, unable to cope, sought solace in substances that only deepened his despair. Ethan had tried to help, but every effort seemed to drive a wedge further between them. The image of Caleb's hollow eyes and trembling hands haunted him as much as his own failures. As he walked by a beach, his eyes caught sight of a series of footprints stretching in the sand. Everyone leaves their mark, but the sand of time swallows it eventually. In his despair, Ethan raised his voice to the heavens. Why is life so cruel? Why does it feel like I'm always walking alone? Why did my family have to fall apart? Why couldn't I save Caleb? His words dissolved into the rhythmic crash of the waves, carried away as though dismissed. But as he continued walking, something unusual caught his eye. Where there had been two distinct sets of footprints, his own and another, now there was only one. Confused, he looked back, retracing his steps with his eyes. Sure enough, at some point along his journey, the second set of footprints had vanished. From somewhere deep within his heart, a voice, soft yet powerful, spoke to him. Ethan, those footprints were never yours alone. He froze, his breath caught between disbelief and awe. Who's there? He whispered, his voice trembling. When you saw two sets of footprints, I walked beside you, guiding you through your joys and trials. But when life's burdens grew too heavy and you felt you couldn't go on, it was then that I carried you. All the times he had felt abandoned, all the moments he believed he was fighting alone, those were the times he had been carried by something far greater than himself. He gazed at the single line of footprints stretching into the horizon, a tangible symbol of resilience, faith, and unseen strength. He thought of Caleb again, realizing that even his brother's struggle was not a solitary battle. Maybe, just maybe, Caleb too was being carried, even if he couldn't see it yet. Perhaps Ethan's role wasn't to fix everything, but to be a source of love and hope, even in the face of chaos. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, Ethan felt the weight of his burdens lift. He rose to his feet and took a deep breath. The single set of footprints ahead no longer felt lonely. They felt empowering. He wasn't walking alone. He never had been. With renewed hope, Ethan turned toward the horizon and continued his journey. Each step he took was lighter, not because the path had changed, but because he now understood. Even in life's darkest moments, someone powerful was carrying him when he couldn't carry himself.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift.